morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaka Yamada. Today being Wednesday, the 28th of July or the 19th of June in the 9th year of Chongyalguk. Let's begin, as always, with a bow to our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Chariot, Kyombe, Haro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가족멘세 7. 천일국 주인, 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심존 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 7. Our family, the owner of Chongyalguk, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect the world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. I'd like to ask Chihiro if you could offer the opening prayer for us today. Please unmute yourself.
Let's join prayer. Every parent, thank you very much for this new day. Today, we gather together to put our hearts, mind together, to listen to your words, and also participate in your heart. Every parent, we are so grateful for this new age. And every parent, we understand your urgency, that every day you want to offer your heart to save your children all over the world. Every father, parents, we know that you cannot leave your children in this fallen world. Your heart always wants to save all your children and build your kingdom on this earth. Every parent, we are so grateful for all the words and your hearts that you extended us, and we want to respond to your heart so that we can incorporate together with you to build the kingdom of God on this earth. Father, we gather together to make our new day very successful and meaningful. And as we receive your words, we want to prepare our hearts, our mind, and we want to see things around us from your viewpoint, so that really our way of thinking and way of how we see around the world can be centering on you, but not centering on ourselves. But we want to really unite with our heart and mind, centering on from your viewpoint, so that we can see everything around us from your viewpoint, possibly, and more from your viewpoint. Father, please guide each one of us, because today is new day of the beginning. We're so grateful to begin our day with the words that we are going to receive from Reverend Yamada. And we ask your blessing and guidance upon each one of us. And thank you once again. I pray in the name of Chiro, Amanda Midorikawa, blessed entire family. 아주.
Thank you. And let's welcome Reverend Yutaka as he shares with us this morning.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome our Oceania Fundoke. How and what kind of morning did you have today? And are you filled with joy? Are you excited? Or are you worried or confused about something?
Excited.
Exciting, great. So in the morning, all kind of heart, we directly report to our Heavenly Parents. Exciting heart, grateful heart, or worry heart, sad heart, to communication. That's why in the beginning of the day, to offer our first heart to our Heavenly Parents and to parents. So then surely Heavenly Parents will give the special message to each of us and the important message. So we will think again, communicate, and conversation with our Heavenly Parents and true parents. And let's begin today's new day. And today also 1 p.m. Sydney time, the ILC will be holding, carrying, and this is talking about Heavenly Unified Korea. So I hope also to everyone to attend and concern and support this ILC today and tomorrow. So please also attend this. So let's continue our morning Hundoke. This is also the next chapter. So now we are talking about True Mother's autobiography. So last part, Mother is sharing about education institution, how to guide and educate our second generation and young peoples. That's why True Parents established about Sammu University and several institutions in the world and invested. And also yesterday we share about the message from Cham Pumogyon, how to guide and raise up our successor. And when we love our children, not as my own children, but love them as the children of the world. So how do we love our children? And even also not only our children, when we see our young people or children in the society and nation, they are also children of ourselves, because God wanted to love Adam and Eve. God wanted to love own children and educate them, but God could not educate, could not share love, could not invest them. So we could learn and we could inherit from our true parents' message. So today, we'll also continue to share our True Mother's autobiography. So this is the new chapter. Let's read this. A helicopter plants seeds of love. The movie The Shawshank Redemption made a deep impression on me. The main character is a man who is unjustly imprisoned, endures prison life for many years, and finally escapes in search of freedom. Father Moon was unjustly imprisoned 6 times, and that similarly with the main character made this film move my heart. At the very end of the movie, the liberated prisoner writes in a letter, "Hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies." So maybe you might have watched this movie or heard this movie. This is a really famous movie, 1994. And this main character's life is also not simple life. Especially the main character, Mother said, the main character is the man who is unjustly imprisoned, endures prison life for many years, and finally escapes in search of freedom. This movie is giving many kind of question, and this movie is letting people, letting audience to think a lot. Some prisoner stay in the prison for 20 years and 50 years and even whole life. And how about their life after imprisonment? And this main character, even he doesn't know when he can release from the prison. And those environment cannot see the future, but this main character never lose the hope, believe, and keep the hope, and finally he will be released. So how was true father? True father also even innocent and unjustly prisoned. And once people enter to the prison, the person will be labeled as the prisoner, as the person who killed the people. That's why even people ignore those people's human rights. So when True Mother, that's why True Mother felt the same way about True Father as she watched this movie and she was moved by it. We know our True Father's life 6 times he went to the imprisonment. So once go there, he also doesn't know when he can be released, but he never lose the hope continuously with God, even appreciate God. Even I live and even I die in the prison, but surely this will be connected for God's will. This is really Father's determination and Father's heart that time. So this movie also you can feel our father's and also mother's heart. I prepare the just short 2-minute trailer, so maybe you can feel a little bit the taste of this movie. So Reverend John, please share.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard all the evidence. I submit that this was not a hot-blooded crime of passion. That means that he fired the gun empty and then stopped to reload.
By the power vested in me by the state of Maine, I hereby order you to serve 2 life sentences back to back, 1 for each of your victims. So be it.
Send you here for life? That's exactly what they take.
I believe in 2 things. Discipline.
Help me,
And the Bible. Here you'll receive both.
Andy came to Shawshank Prison in 1947. Why'd you do it?
I didn't, since you asked.
You gonna fit right in. I must admit, I didn't think much of Andy first time I laid eyes on him. He had a quiet way about him. A walk and a talk that just wasn't normal around here.
There are places in the world that aren't made out of stone. There's something inside that they can't touch.
What are you talking about?
Hope.
Let me tell you something, my friend. Hope is a dangerous thing.
Damn it, Dufresne, you're putting me behind.
Hope can drive a man insane.
You better be sick or dead in there, I kid you not.
I better get used to that idea. Oh, my holy God.
I guess it comes down to a simple choice, really. Get busy living. You get busy dying.
Get busy living or get busy dying. That's damn right.
Yes, thank you very much. I will share again. Yes, so this movie True Mother is sharing to us. So even someone who have watched before, or even someone who didn't have watched before, you can watch again and to feel and seek our True Mother's heart, and also seek our True Father's heart. Then you can connect with our true parents. So this movie, anyway, those life we can feel if you watch this movie. I watched also maybe 20 years ago. I also have to watch again. Maybe you can watch also. Well, this movie. So there's many contents. So hope, love, friendship, and beauty are unchanging. No matter how much time passes, and their value is eternal. Love awakens hope and courage in the most hopeless of circumstances. Today, many people have lost their moral direction, and we lament the dominance of materialism. The only way to heal this pain is by living lives of true love for the sake of others, not thinking about oneself. Okay, so I think maybe connection is not good. I will connect again. Just a moment. Yes, so again, so hope and love and friendship and beauty are unchanging. So those words and those feeling, those heart, where we can come from, and where those one was coming from, this concept, these things is everything coming from God. When we think about life, how about our life? Do we have a that life with satisfaction or happiness life, or some kind of the feel of excitement life, or when we see our life with regret or sadness or suffering life? How about our life? How about our family life and our society life? And Mother said, hope, love, friendship, and beauty are unchanging, no matter how much time passes, and their value is eternal. Love awakens hope and courage in the most hopeless of circumstances. So the more we are facing suffering or challenging or difficult, the more we should live for others and to invest and love. So imagine how to break those kind of the wall of suffering. And also Mother continuously say, I will share next page, I open my eyes at daybreak and begin each day with prayer and meditation. I think very carefully about what I will do for whom, and then I act on that. Religious teachings and political and social reforms are important, but we cannot create a happy world through these alone. True love is giving a pair of socks with your whole heart to your neighbor who is shivering from the cold. Sometimes it is sacrificing completely for an utter stranger whom you may never see again. True love is giving and forgetting that you gave. So Mother is sharing about Mother's heart. This is the attitude in the beginning of the day of True Mother. True Mother started with prayer and meditation and think about the day. What kind of day do I have today? And whom do I live today? And what kind of things do I do for whom? Practice of true love. So those things Mother also sharing. But practicing of true love is not kind of the first story. I have to practice, I have to live for sake of others, I have to live for the world, I have to live for the nation. So this living for the sake of others is not talking about only world or nation or bigger things. Even start from the person who staying beside of me, about my husband, with my life, my wife. So how many times are we appreciating to my husband and to my wife. So are you telling to your husband? Are you telling to your wife? Thank you today. Thank you for your life. Thank you for your love. Are you talking? How many times mentioning the word directly? Of course, maybe everyone is appreciating in your heart. I really appreciate my wife every time. I'm appreciating every time to my husband, maybe in your heart. But how about, are you telling directly with word or with also attitude or action? This is also important things to appreciate the love and also to deliver your heart. How about your children? Are you telling to your children, I love you? And are you hugging them directly? And how about to your parents and also the neighbors? How much we are really appreciating and also really loving them, and also the practice to love. That's why in the beginning of the day with prayer or meditation, we can also pray and imagine what kind of things is waiting. So this is really true mother's attitude all day, and our true father really prayed a lot in the early morning and communicate with our heavenly parents. Today, the Unification Church is recognized as a worldwide religion, but into the 1970s, we didn't even have a decent church building. My husband and I used all the money that church members donated for the sake of society and the world. When missionaries went overseas, they left with just a suitcase. They had to find work on their own and use the money they made to run their own centers. They dedicated the donation that came in the established schools and medical clinics and to fund voluntary service. We have practiced this ethic or sacrificial service for the past 60 years. When we see our True Parents Life course in 1960, 1970, in the beginning moment, so that time even True Parents didn't have any personal time, just for God, just for the world, just for the nation. And even now, True Mother's life is not for only herself, everything for God, everything for the world and the people. If there is donation, also use for providence, use for the development of the nation, and use for the society. And our missionaries' life also same. When you go to the mission country, there you made money by yourself and survive, even open the business, maybe fail the business also many times, and develop and create the fund and just support them. So this is really our missionary life, and this is really our father's life and mother's life continuously. But even those environment continuously go forward with hope and with courage and with love to invest and invest and invest. In Korea, Aewon means a garden of love. In 1994, Father Moon and I established a service organization, that Aewon Bank, to enable all people to share love in Korea. It is not a literal bank. It brings people together to offer voluntary services, everything from the provision of free meals to concert for charity to international aid. So Aewon, True Parents established this bank, Aewon. So Aewon is in Korean word, two Chinese character. A is love and one is garden. So Aewon meaning is a garden of love. So True Parents, there is prepare the fund and support for society and the world project. So this chapter, Mother is talking about to live with love, live with hope. And this love and hope is not only for oneself, also for the people. Always think about today, what kind of things this person need. This person need a friend, need the word, love, food. Always concern that person. If you think that person's things, then also you can feel something. I need to call this person. Maybe I should visit today. Maybe even small bread, small snack, even small fruits, you visit and also deliver, or meet, and even you talk with the person even shortly. This concern or this love is really changing that person's life and really touch that person's heart. So true parents is showing this model life, and we will also go together, inherit those attitude, love. So in each our place, we are living different place, but we can live and we can show our God's love to the people through ourselves. When people see us, how do they feel? When I see you, I can feel God. When I see you, I can understand. Our true Father Moon and Mother Moon life is maybe like you. So we are standing the representative of behalf of God and true parents. So if we can show the love, if we can invest love to the people, how much great, how much wonderful moment. That's why through Mother's autobiography, Mother is sharing the heart. So we will also inherit, and we will continue and go forward in our place of life. So I will share also Champmogyon through Father's message, continuation from yesterday. So yesterday I'm sharing about the meaning of education, and today I will share about the purpose of education. So this chapter is also connecting our True Mother's autobiography. The purpose of education. The question is, how can we save the world? We know clearly that education is important, and that us through education is necessary. Our challenge is to create an educational system rooted in the principle that can perfectly unite husband and wives in blessed families, unite parents with their children, and then unite and connect 7 generations of relatives with those children. So Father is talking about the purpose of education. Education is important. What is the purpose of education? Our husband and wife of the blessed family, and the parent and child, and even all tribe or relative, even 7 generations should connect well and to continue this tradition forever. So those education system, how do we establish, and how to establish tradition and to inherit next generation? That's why Father is mentioning about education system to husband and wife, parent and child, tribe, and even 7 generation. So how we can create those education system and tradition is important. When we see our environment in the society, still society culture is not original culture yet. That's why even myself is good. Maybe even my family is good. But if those tradition, love God, feel true parents, truth, divine principle, God's word, or those lifestyle, if those tradition is not inherited to our grandchildren or grandchildren or next generation, if those things is not inherited to the next generation, then what's happened for 50 years? After 50 years or after 100 years, even our grandchildren or even our grandchildren they don't have any relation with our true parents. Just they go their life, doesn't care our God, doesn't care our true parents, doesn't care our blessing and our God's lineage. That's why now we are living here with our true parents, how we can take responsibility our children's life and also our descendants' life and our future generation and the future our tribe, because God wanted to teach and guide the children, but God could not teach, could not guide, could not educate. So we are standing the ancestors' position of our next generation, how we can educate and guide and establish a tradition with this God lamentful heart and God loving heart to the children and next generation. Such an educational system has two primary aspects: internal education and external education. Internal education begins in the family, starting with character education and going through values education. Families providing internal education need to be complemented by schools providing external, family-friendly education, which we must create. This is the reason I founded Sun Moon University and support the University of Bridgeport. So there are two aspects of education, internal side and external side. So to parents, many times mentioned to our second generation or third generation, you have to become number one in the life of faith, and you have to become number one in study. So both things is important. So in the family side, family level, have to educate internal education, character education, education of life of faith. And through the school life, through school education, also have to receive the external education. To parents have those vision and the hope and plan for school system and also the education system. We should create an educational system that supports both internal and external education, even if all the other schools in the world try to oppose us. It is not enough to have just one university based on a unified standard for education. Our vision of the future should be more magnificent than that of any one university. Through this standard, we seek day and night to guard against the problem that impoverish society. Our challenge is how to create an environment that does not allows criticism, but instead engenders support. So even world, even society is opposing about school or educational system, but we have to prepare those foundation. So this cannot be fulfilled only one university or one school. So Father also mentioning in the last time also our attitude of the teacher or contents of education. So of course, when we see the people in the society, everyone is not the bad person or evil person, but when true parents we try to do some more fundamental or internal or essential matter, sometimes we are receiving the ignorance, we are ignored, and also there is a persecution. That's why this is also true parents challenging how to tell them how much important the internal education and the internal truth and also vision and hope and creating system and creating the tradition. So True Father also talking about those meaning and purpose of education. So today our mother's autobiography and the Champmogyong word talking about really attitude and education and hope, love and courage. So mother sharing about the movie and the main character, that character never give up the future, even that kind of the miserable environment. And father life is also similar. How do they have those kind of attitude or mindset? This is surely because of the environment and also the education. Mother is sharing and talking about how we can educate the children or creating those kind of the beautiful environment. Then they can overcome, they can cherish the hope, and they can create for the future. So when we see our family, when we see our children, our environment, society, really we will unite together to keep hope and love. And we ourselves also have to practice in our place, from the family to husband and wife and to our friend and neighbors. Then we can create together. So today we share our mother's autobiography and also father's message. Really, there is God's hope and will and inherit. And today also a new day. Let's create this life and together with Heavenly Parents. So after this fundoke, please also pray deeply, meditate, and ask God, God, are you happy today? Are you exciting today? I want to live with you. I want to go with you. Let's create new day. So we can communicate with our Heavenly Parents, and let's start the beginning of new day. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good day. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Reverend Yutaka, as always. You're very inspiring to listen and to understand more deeply, God's heart. The thing that struck me during that was that good things never die. And why does good things never die? Because they're from God. So a good thing is to give. A good thing is to forget that you gave. And a good thing is to educate about family, about God, about true parents, and about how to unite. So it's good things never die, because it's how we express love and how we embody the principle that God desires for us to live as our daily life, and that's to really live for others. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you gained a lot from today. Just to a reminder, not to offend anybody, just that we keep our reflection and comments short, concise, so that we have chance for everybody to share. So thank you, and please feel free to be the first one to share with us. Yes, Doug, go ahead.
I'm amazed. My first thoughts this morning when I got out of bed were exactly about this. And I wound up thinking, well, if John asked me to pray today, I'm gonna pray about the last days being days of joy and not doom. And then I just to hear the reading on Shawshank Redemption, a movie I either forgot or I didn't see, I can't remember. I'm just really grateful, and I just want to say that. And this is really wonderful service. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Yes, Rex, go ahead if you like.
Yeah, morning, everyone. Affecting Uncle John, I don't know, my screen doesn't change, it's just only Reverend Yutaka, I don't know. Even yours doesn't appear. Anything from you or something like that. Okay. Since yesterday, it's just only same. Okay, about the Hundokwe, I just believe that also it's a coming right time, like for Solomon, as you know, we have already school. This also giving the direction how we will move with the school, what will be the most important aspect to emphasize on the school. Right now, the school is under a city council authority. So means the city council provide basically the teachers. It should be in cooperation with us, but now the city council provide the teachers, the outside teachers coming to get our goal proposed. This is going a bit, basically it's not a challenge, people can change. So we need to help them, to guide them to get the focus of our education, because it's not just only a school to give just academic knowledge. We want further to really revive the holistic education, because Solomon is a Christian country. Maybe it started in the wrong way, so we try to how to really revive that situation. Also, I believe Brother Arnold will be reporting about the progress, because we desire to move to the secondary. So if it happens, so that we need to get really the right direction for the education. It's not just only to give the knowledge, but we need to educate the new leadership in the Solomon Island. So that will always we emphasize the name of the school. Basically, at what they know is a New Hope Academy. So it means we have to produce this, the leadership will have a different mindset with the current leadership, which you are. Everybody not satisfied, complaining about the corruption, injustices, and that. So I think this Hundokwe just really giving us again more hope to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Rev. Yeah, we hope you can help raise up the teachers to understand the principle. Okay, Elise, go ahead.
Yes, I saw the movie, and it really moved me. I saw it a few times because of the way how he survived and escaped from the prison. And also, just recently, I have been seeing that before, the birdsman of Alcatraz, also a movie how this man he did kill some people out of the circumstances, but then how he saves birds and how he through observation how after even 30 years of confinement and everything what he went through, but then he through observing the birds finds how to save them. And it's such an incredible movie how this man, and then even I mean the whole, even there was a rebellion in the prison, and then somebody got hurt, and then he understood also how people can be healed from his observation about birds, and how he even gave hope then to the other prisoners through having those birds. And it's such an incredible movie also in the same way how it's other movie. And I was so moved when I found it and Kimada talks about it in her memoirs even, because for me it made such a difference in my life. And also observing actually people I know now, even just through to comforting them, or even just through being with them, like something I learned from exploring trauma, how we are traumatized, but what we need is just a comfort, just a hug, even just really to say to somebody, look, I'm here for you. I want to help you. and I noticed how people respond to that, especially nowadays when everybody's so desperate really for having a friend. So thank you.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you. Yes, Greg, go ahead.
Okay, good morning. Yeah, I just wanted to say I was listening to the radio and I heard an Indonesian nun, a lady, and she was talking about her life, her experience in missionary work, and she was saying, you know, often when we see things going in the wrong direction, we feel very pessimistic. We can't help it, you know, because we can see that what's going to happen, you know, so pessimism is kind of almost natural. But she said very simply, but with God, there's always hope. So I like this quote very much. Like, even though you may feel pessimistic because the life or the environment is going in the wrong direction, still with God, there's hope. So I like that quote. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Greg. Yes, Kim, and then after Kim, Chris.
Yeah, just very brief, but you know, I always try to make a goal for the next day so that I've got something something clear that I'm doing when I wake up in the morning, you know, some direction for the day. But this reading made me think how much of that thinking about what I'm going to do for the next day is related to helping other people. You know, I always make a plan of some major thing that I'm going to get accomplished that day, but yeah, I just have to realign and think what, as Mother said, what am I going to do for other people the next day? So thank you.
Thanks, Kim. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, just again, very briefly, yeah, I'm not having a good morning at the moment, and the last couple of days I've been watching some Christian movies on the little Tubi channel, and you know, people, very moving movies. Christians, one was about a skateboarder who was a world-level skateboarder, came to Christ and got filled with this warm, fuzzy feeling, went back and remarried his wife that he'd divorced, and very, you know, heartwarming story. And then I was asking God, well, I don't feel that. You know, I haven't really felt that. What's the deal, you know? And Christians, this is really common for Christians to feel this comforting. And then very quickly, I mean, people may know the answer, very simple answer, came to me, and I just saw this vision of like a child when they first get to realize they've got parents and how secure and comforted they are. I remember Take One saying to me when I fixed his bike, he was proudly going around telling everyone, oh, my dad can fix anything. He's amazing. And that's how they feel, completely secure in their family. But when you grow up, you realize the reality is not that. And then just showing me that we're not in that children's position. We're in a much more responsible position, and we're dealing with the reality of life. So we don't live in a warm, fuzzy environment, but we are changing the world. Anyway, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, we've got time for a couple of people to share. So, yes, Mary, go ahead.
Yeah, I've been enjoying hearing the words talking about education. It's such a important topic. And I don't have, the last quote was saying how we need to have, the environment needs to accept, we need to create an environment where our education, our you know, like based on truth can be accepted. I thought that was pretty amazing, and just the challenge we have at this time to make that happen. And you know, when I think about the environmental situation in most schools now, it's very different from the kind of education we want to provide for not only young students, but also on the university level. And basically it's the university level where teachers are being trained to teach the younger kids. So that whole environment needs transforming. And yeah, so got a big job to do, but I pray that, you know, the influence already coming through like Sun Moon University and our other schools can spread out and touch all other areas of education. And I pray that God, the spirit world, can help that happen along together with all of our brothers and sisters. I just want to share that.
Thank you, Mary. Actually, universities are really interesting. You don't need any formal teaching training to be able to teach in a university. Once you have a master's degree, you can just teach. In fact, high schools and primary schools, the teachers have to go through a long process to be able to become good teachers. Yes, they learn techniques and style and also psychology, but they're also talked about how to promote standard. So I always found it interesting where, you know, the leaders of the world that go to universities are taught by people who haven't really been trained how to teach, but just pass on their own point of view. And to succeed in university, you always had to repeat back the point of view that the lecturer or the professor has. And so if you don't repeat back their point of view, then you find it harder to pass. I always found that interesting. So we need to really teach the teachers, you know, at every level. So thank you. And it's actually time for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just share the screen. Okay, let's pray together. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for coming early every morning, and enjoy your day, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Have a good day, Uncle John.
Thank you, Rex.
Hey, Uncle Tiro, good morning.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Same to you.
Okay, bye-bye.